With a name like Rode, what do you expect him to do for a living?
You know, I think my parents were hippies or something back in the late 60s, so that's how I ended up with Rode.
Rode AMMONS of Ackworth, Georgia, is a 32-year-old rookie racing in NASCAR's All-Pro Series.
We have set a 6-year plan to Winston Cup. That's our goal. I mean, it's purely a goal, just something to mark milestones by.
And for Rode, learning on the fly is his specialty. Captain Rode AMMONS has spent the last 9 years in the United States Marine Corps, 7 of those as an F-18 fighter pilot. So controlling a lot of horsepower is nothing new.
I think the similarities in flying and driving race cars is, one, you know, you strap into this violent machine, you go out there, and to really make the machine operate, it almost has to be an extension of you, sort of like a tool.
But even for a highly skilled military pilot, the transition from air to asphalt and sometimes to concrete wall is not an easy one.
I kind of thought in the beginning to have the skills to drive an F-18 or fly an F-18, a lot of it would overlap, and some of it has. I guess an F-18, you're out there in the middle of a wide blue sky, and you know, that's the limit. And here you got walls left and right, and here you got to hook up 4 tires, and that's part of the problem that I think he's seeing. But as far as his killer little instinct skills, he's got them. We just got to fine-tune them.
What do you think's tougher, flying an F-18 or driving on that track with 42 other guys and trying to stay out of trouble and win a race?
Well, right now, I probably think driving that race car with 42 other guys is a lot tougher. But, I mean, that first time you make that night carrier landing by yourself, I don't think there's anything that gets tougher than that. So racing, yeah, it's tough, but it's a learn process, and I'm in the learning stages right now. There's no true path laid out for racers. You know, we've heard the stories of the Jeff Gordons and, you know, some of these bright Reed Sorensen kids that started at really early ages, and they just kind of carved their own path. I don't think you can go to the Winston Cup garage right now and find 2 drivers who made it to Winston Cup the same route. But if you go to every F-18 pilot that landed on the USS Never Dock out there, they've all got there the same way.
Rode AMMONS does not consider himself a pioneer, but being the first black driver to compete in the NASCAR All-Pro Series has taught him that racing has little to do with race.
My reception in NASCAR and motorsports has been welcomed with open arms. I haven't had one problem. You've seen our lifestyle is fairly nomadic, so we become a family, and I have not had one bit of problem with NASCAR and the race community.
I've heard people say the only color that matters in racing is green.
I'm learning that a lot more, especially when you wreck race cars.